welcome back to part 3, and the name of this video is how to change life without forcing it. And if you've been watching the past few videos, you might be wondering how do you change your life without forcing if life isn't random and if patterns repeat for a reason. You need to remember that each time you try to force something, it turns into being worse. It's not doing it any good to you. It just creates more tension, and when it's more tension, there's more pressure, there's more resistance, and still there are changes happening. It's just not the changes we want, and because we didn't learn how to change correctly. So we're taught that in order to change something, you need to actually push, you need to try harder to be positive, you need to do things that are external. It works on external things, but when it comes to life patterns, they're not external things, they're internal. That's an internal system. And when you try to push harder on internal systems, they don't respond to it, they don't work. It actually makes it harder because it actually reinforces it. So things like people who are smoking, I hope that's a good example, but people who are smoking and trying to not smoke, they force themselves, they try, they do all these things, in order to stop. But as soon as there is internal response to a situation, to a habit comes up, they want to reach for their smoking device or a cigarette. So systems that are internal, they don't respond very well to force. They respond to adjustment. Internal patterns, they change or they switch when something underneath switches. Not the events, not the people, not the surface story, but when you stop asking, how can I fix this? And start asking what this is trying to show me. So that means what type of expectations you have when you arrive at some event or some situation, or what type of assumptions you already have about something that's going to happen. And change happens exactly when you stop having these assumptions and expectations, and you start to see what these feelings or what your reaction or what this pattern is trying to stabilize. So here, in these situations, the awareness comes in, because once you're aware of a situation, you can help it. And awareness isn't passive. It doesn't mean you're not doing anything or you're not interacting with reality. It means that you see things at a deeper level. And in physics, when you observe a pattern or you observe something, it affects the system. And in life, awareness does the same thing. When you stop and you actually observe what exactly are you doing, why are you rushing, why are you withdrawing, why are you over explaining, what happens at a deeper level is that you observe your reaction, you observe what you're doing, your pattern. And when you observe it, it loosens, because right now, in that case, the pattern has no more full cover over yourself, full control. You loosen that pattern. So when you become aware of your feelings, of your expectations, next time in a situation like that, you want to actually stop. You want to stop and think. Do not correct anything, do not change anything, just stop and ask yourself, what am I expecting right now? What do I want from this situation? What do I want from this feeling? And that expectation is going to give you the information you need in order for you to change. And when you know this information, you actually are able to see the condition you're trying to respond to, and that's already a movement in the right direction. A very legit question would be, does being aware change anything? Does it do anything to you? And you might question, why does it work, or will it work? And you need to understand that when a condition it's unexpected or it's unconsciousness, it will repeat. But once it becomes conscious, it becomes flexible. When it's flexible, that means you can change it. You can do something different than you did before. So for this, you don't need to have positive thoughts. You don't need to have affirmations, and you don't need to have even control. Because when you're conscious of something, you will try to change it ahead of time, or you'll see, okay, I'm reacting like this way, and you will be able to stop yourself and choose another way of reacting. But when it's unconscious, no matter how many affirmations you say, it's inside you, it's an internal system, it will come out and it will be the same thing that you did all the time. So what you need clarity, because when you have clarity, it changes probability, and when it changes probability, then it changes the experience. So it's important to actually be aware of your internal system. That will help you the most to change anything in your life. And it doesn't matter how old are you. Sometimes you can be very old. When you notice your patterns, you might be thinking that, oh, it's been too long, so people know me for this, they will never change their opinion of me. Remember that when you try to change your patterns, your internal system, it's not for people around you, it's for you. And it's not too late, and you can do it at any time. It's always a good day to start improving your own life, to improve your own experiences. Isn't that right? So in all this series that I made, the 3 videos that I made, we understood that life doesn't require force to change. It doesn't require necessarily affirmations. It requires presence. It requires you to be honest. It doesn't require perfection. You'll never be perfect to adjust to every situation, to every person, in order to avoid internal patterns. Those are yours, and you need to be honest with yourself. You need to be aware. You need to want to see how you can improve your own life. And when you see your internal patterns, and when you try to soften the conditions that you have inside you, life softens itself, because nothing works better than noticing. Nothing works better than noticing. And to change your life and to make your internal feelings better, sometimes it's just enough to notice, because that's when you're going to be willing to do something to improve something for yourself.